So first thing we're working on today in the studio are thumbnails. I am technically not working on this making the thumbnails. I am essentially assigning it and kind of setting it up so that one of my editors can make the thumbnails. Because for this is for the More Than Music Jake Restituto podcast. Because YouTube has introduced podcasts now, and I don't exactly totally understand what qualifies for a podcast, but this has been converted, my interviews have been converted to a podcast. I guess because there is an RSS feed, which I don't really know what that stands for, but essentially like sends out a feed so that it updates automatically on Spotify or wherever people listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff. Point being is because of that, whenever YouTube rolls out a new feature, it really pushes that feature. So I'm noticing more and more, a lot of my interviews are getting kind of picked back up again and viewed, and get a lot of comments on them. So that being said, I started to do thumbnails a little different more recently, which they're a little more eye-grabbing and attention grabbing. I like them, but they're time consuming, and I have 109 interviews posted. So I assigned my editor to start making new thumbnails so that they look a little different. They go from something like this with Morissette or Tim Faust or Dave Lamar, stuff like that, to the more recent looking like this, like that with Fernando Reyes or Idania, or even this one, which is really cool with Chris Sclafani. Like that one's pretty sick looking, you know. Oh yeah, no big deal. Just signing up for the pre-sale notifications for Madison Square Garden at the 1975 concert. Look at all this content that me and my editors just made. Yeah, baby. Mad short form, mad long form. Actually, just one long form, but a ton of short form. Start the editing process or exporting process. Let's go. You already know. We're here. Got the songwriting book right there. You already know. Songwriting, baby. Dude, what a lunch I just had at the diner. I go there, I sit down, and in walks in World War II veteran. He's wearing a World War II vet hat. Now, I haven't mentioned this much in the vlog lately, but like, I have been like so fascinated with that like era the past month, maybe watching documentaries, watching interviews from veterans, watching like synopsises of D-Day and watching movie. Like, I've just been so intrigued, just in the sense of like, man, like life was so different. Life was so much harder for them, and here are these 18-year-old kids running up the beaches in Normandy, you know, like literally 18, afraid like potentially could die kind of thing. And here we are as a nation, like upset because our Starbucks drinks were like people get messed up our Starbucks coffee order. Like, the perspective is insanity. So I've just been super fascinated with that, and like, you know, learning about it and reading about. I just actually got a book about D-Day that I'm gonna start reading soon. Point being is though, I've been super interested in here comes this veteran. He's 97. So I don't know this yet, but like so then I started a conversation with him. And he starts telling me a story, and like I get all choked up. Like, it's just like the stuff he was telling me is just insane. It's wild, the life he's lived. And here he is at 97 years old. I found out, like, you know, still living his life. And I'm having lunch with him on Thursday, so I'm really looking forward to that. The perspective of the life that he lived compared to the life we are living is so different, and I highly respect that. I'm on my way into a town called Huntington because a buddy of mine called me when I was on the way back from the diner, and he was saying how he flips houses, and he was saying that a house near me had gone into foreclosure, which I was surprised to hear. But he's like, honestly, you would never even know certain houses go on foreclosure. It's just they get picked up so quickly, people flip them. So he's like, he asked me, he's like literally right around the corner, which is pretty wild actually. And again, he was telling me a story about like a lawyer that was looking at a house. It was like almost $1 million house or something like that, but the lawyer just foreclosed. I don't know. He wanted me to go take pictures of it so he didn't have to drive to the house. So I went and took a couple pictures of the house, and he's like, hey, if you want to come in and come to the auction so you can learn about, like, just see what it's about. And I'm like, absolutely. Like, I've been wanting to get into real estate. Like, it's part of my master plan to get into real estate. So what a great opportunity to come and just watch and learn when I hold zero of the stakes. So it's a bit like there's no pressure. So I'm just going and watching and learning. So not really original on the plan for the day, but I am totally down to learn for that. So I've been doing a little song searching, song history, and going back and listening to some of these old Jacob Restituto tracks, like the ones that are 2016, 17, 18. I like this genre, man. This like kind of rocky, alternative rock genre. I mean, this one's a little more singer-songwriter, but like electric guitars and drums, they sound good, man. Like, come on. I like that. It's like what I want to do more of. I want to do more of that kind of music, man. I like that.